Across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Evan Clem and these are your 3 o'clock headlines. Another exciting weekend of Premier League football is just around the corner. In the studio now is our Premier League expert, Will Tyrell. What sort of exciting action have we got coming up, Will?
Yeah. Cheers, Evan. The Premier League is back this weekend, following a midweek set of European fixtures. We're going to start with the early kickoff at Liverpool. They travel down to the South Coast to face Bournemouth, looking to make up for last weekend's. To improve on last weekend's 7-0 victory over Man United. Jurgen Klopp said earlier on today that Luis Diaz, Thiago, and Joe Gomez are all still out, according to him, with injuries. On to Spurs. They face Forest at home. This could be a very toxic atmosphere, this game, with the AC Milan game midweek and another loss in the Premier League just before that. It's been a very, very weird time for Spurs fans. A lot of them feel very disconnected from the club. It could be Conte's last game. You never know how it goes tomorrow. You could be looking at this as his last game for the club. Newcastle face Wolves Sunday at 4:30. Newcastle still on the hunt for a Champions League spot. Although according to Eddie Howe, he said in his press conference today that he feels like the club are running out of games to clinch a top 4 spot. Obviously, they haven't won in the last 5 games, so they'll be looking to bounce back against Wolves. Another game on Sunday, we've got Arsenal, obviously still top of the league, trying to maintain that run against a very good Fulham side who are still sitting 7th in the league. A 2-2 draw versus Sporting Lisbon in the week for Arsenal. Arteta said that they were conceding too many goals from set pieces. So you never know if Fulham, at the likes of Willian, could pull out any set-piece deliveries.
And obviously you've missed the biggest game of the weekend with my Southampton head on. Southampton versus Manchester United on Sunday. What can you tell me about that fixture?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cheers, Evan. Very, very big game for 2 massive teams. Saints will be travelling out to Old Trafford. United coming off the back of a very impressive 4-1 win midweek. That's them kind of trying to bounce back. Ten Hag kept the same 11 for that game, and you wonder whether he'll be doing the same in this week. I imagine so, just trying to kind of build the momentum. It's a massive game at both ends of the table. Saints could possibly climb out of the relegation zone if it's the right win for them.
Cheers, Will. Lots of football to look forward to this weekend then. And staying with football, Tottenham's search for silverware has extended to 15 years. Many fans thought the appointment of Antonio Conte would bring an end to their trophyless run. However, Tuesday night's exit from the Champions League all but confirmed another year of pain. Our reporters Dan Perry and Jack Peskett spoke to ex-Tottenham player Roman Vega about the club's lack of success in recent years.
Instead, really gradually building over the next 2, 3, 4 years, like they always call it rebuild, they have not done it. I mean, if you look at that, what's done Pochettino, 3 seasons, no transfers nearly, just because, of course, the build of the new stadium, financials going to that, and they're still going to the final. That was the best moment to really build the future of young, talented players. You wouldn't have the problem today.
Come back at 4 p.m, where Dan and Jack will bring us the full story. Pep Guardiola has spoken on the incident involving fullback Kyle Walker. The England international is being investigated over allegations he indecently exposed himself at a bar. The City boss has said that Walker will still be part of the team for their trip to Crystal Palace tomorrow afternoon.
A private issue. We solve it internally, speaking with him. Of course, this is not the place to talk about the private situations.
Abuse against football referees has seen a massive increase in recent years, especially lower down the football pyramid. Our reporters Luke Hale and Adam Tilner spoke to ref Nathan Sherratt about what needs to be done surrounding the issue.
In reality, the tools are there, I think, at the minute. I mean, I was very much against the sin bin, but now I'm very much for it because I think once they brought it in and we saw it, I think it's been successful. And I think that probably the players probably slightly prefer it because they don't get fined.
Come back here at 4 o'clock to hear what else Luke and Adam found out. The English football C team is ready to take on Wales in a couple of weeks. The squad, consisting of non-league footballers, is full of bright young talents. One of those is Eastleigh's Vince Harper, who spoke to our reporter Dylan Chavas about his recent call-up.
I was back at the house, to be fair, in the morning. Gaffer called me on the Saturday, just saying congrats, you've been called up, and then it obviously got announced on the Sunday.
Dylan will bring the rest of the story to us in an hour. On to boxing now, and the upcoming fight between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury is suddenly in jeopardy. Usyk's promoter has said the Ukrainian's fight with Fury is under threat of not happening due to financial differences. The pair are currently locked in negotiations for a unification bout, with Fury demanding a 70-30 purse split for the fight to go ahead. Moving on to tennis. There was British success in the first round of the Indian Wells tournament. Both Andy Murray and Emma Raducanu won their opening matches 2-1 and 2-love. Raducanu was a doubt to be playing in the tournament and only made the decision to step onto the court 20 minutes before the start. Swinging into golf now, Rory McIlroy will be looking to fight back today after a disappointing first round of the PGA Players' Championship. He sits 118th, 4 under par, with his highest opening round since the 2021 Masters. The top of the leaderboard is dominated by players who went out earlier in the day, with Chad Ramey top, 8 under par. Now it's our turn to tackle the rugby. England rugby boss Steve Borthwick has admitted that Owen Farrell doesn't fit into his game plan. Farrell, who is the England captain, has been dropped from the starting lineup for the game against France tomorrow. But Borthwick says that the move is purely tactical and that Farrell will still wear the armband when he comes on.
We are blessed with brilliant leaders in this squad. Unfortunately, Courtney Laws had to leave the squad this week due to injury, but another brilliant leader. So Ellis will captain the team at the start of the game, and then Owen will captain the team when he comes onto the pitch.
Flying into the darts, Michael van Gerwen has secured his third Premier League win in a row. MVG defeated Michael Smith 6-4 in Liverpool last night, giving him an 8-point lead at the top of the table. The Dutchman will be looking to win again next week as the Premier League travels to Nottingham. And finally, we bring you a bit of news from across the pond. In the world of basketball, Kevin Durant missed his home debut for the Phoenix Suns after injuring his ankle in the pre-game warm-up. He is expected to be re-evaluated after 2 weeks of treatment. Staying in the NBA, the war of words between Memphis Grizzlies' Dylan Brooks and Golden State Warriors' Draymond Green reached a boiling point last night. The two had made multiple derogatory comments about each other in the media, and last night they squared up on the court and had to be separated by teammates. I'm Evan Clem and you've been listening to Solent Sports News. Thanks for tuning in, we'll be back in an hour. Don't forget to follow all the stories on our website at solentsportjournalism.co.uk.